Hello everyone and welcome to BioLife Facts. So today I'll be telling you about the model organisms. So nowadays many types of model organisms are being extensively used in the laboratory for the research work or the research purpose, because let me give you an example. So the COVID-19 vaccine. So before running it on human trials, we should have some organism or some species on which we will initially apply the vaccine, and we will take the result, that is we'll collect the data whether the vaccine is working or not. Then only we can start with the human trials. First, initially starting with 50, 100, thousands, 10,000s and so on. So it is very necessary for us. So the scientists, they have to work on those cells, they have to work on those organisms, that what is the outcome they are getting. So many studies need to be performed, right? So basically, so let me write today's topic. Today's topic is model organisms and why we study model organisms. So model organisms, giving you a very fine or one line definition, is that these are the species that is used in the research work to understand some biological processes. Okay. So scientists use this type of species or the organism to do their research, to understand the development, the growth and various types of mechanism that is being undergoing, or any pathway that is being undergoing in that particular cell at that time, or whether the animal is infected with the disease, what are the immune results, what they're responding, the responses, everything. So we select some particular organism so that it will help us to study that matter. Now, so why we selected organisms and how they are helpful to us. So advantages of selecting them is that the model organism there must be some characteristic. We cannot just tell that okay, this organism I can make it as model organism for studying this type, this category, this plant, or like this. No. So we choose certain criteria. We have set certain criteria to say that yeah, this organism or this species can be taken and we can work on it to be the model organism. So first to become model organism, the species must have a short generation time. It must have a short generation time. So point 1 is short generation time. Generation time or short life cycle. Short life cycle means it will grow, it will then it will grow, it will reproduce and it will die. So a very short life cycle will be present. Then the species must produce many offspring. So it must produce, the organism must produce many offspring at a time. Next, the model organism must be easily available. It must be easily available and must be inexpensive also. It should not be so much expensive. So these are the some criteria we select for the model organism. And yeah, their genomes must be sequenced. The genome sequencing data must be available, or we should sequence the genome, and their genome must be compatible with that of humans, basically. So compatible genetic makeup like humans. Okay, and what are these model organisms used for? So they are used for studying their growth. So they are used for, so let me erase this and write why these model organisms, for what they used in research work, what used to study, used for. So they are used to study the growth and development development. So suppose any model organism, when they are reproducing, they are giving their offspring. So it can help the scientists to study the zygote or the embryo of that particular model organism. Or suppose means it can help to study the drugs, interaction of the drugs, drug interaction, and the mechanism on that particular model organism. It is very much helpful to study the mutation. It is very much helpful to study the mutation, and after means we can create a mutant of that organism, and then we can differentiate between the mutant and the wild type. So it is very helpful in studying the mutation, doing the mutation studies. Then it is very much useful to prepare genetic maps. So from the map you can understand, we all know the map in geography we used to study. Similarly, it is the map of genes. So these genetic maps will contain the location of the gene, the particular position of the gene on the chromosome, and it will help in detecting various diseases or any then we can eventually extract the data on the basis on the particular type of gene. So these are the things. So these are the uses that we use model organisms. So to do our study. Further, we make many molecular biology, genetics, transcriptomic, proteomic, all these studies are being done on this model organism. Now some few examples of model organism. So examples of model organism. Number 1, yeast. We have chosen yeast as a model organism, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. We have Thalicrace, or that is your Arabidopsis thaliana, Arabidopsis. So this is the model organism for plant. Then we have selected mouse as a model organism. Then we have selected nematode, C. elegans as a model organism. We are using nowadays zebrafish as a model organism. We are also using E. coli, that is Escherichia coli, as a model organism. So these are the few examples that we are using this type of organism as a model organism. So we are performing experiments on them, we are doing a research work, genetic research or transcriptomic, any other level, any molecular level research. So we are doing on this organism. So if you like the video so far, please like it, share it, subscribe it. Till then, thank you.